women, because this is a women forum. We have to come back to women. We need to make sure that everybody understands why strength. I know, but I want everybody to understand this. So important to know, because I came to know very late in life. There are some young women here. I think they need to hear it.
Okay, I think there's enough research to prove that strength training for women especially can prevent osteoporosis, it can improve metabolic health, most importantly, retain muscle mass as we age, then reduce the risk of developing chronic diseases, build strength for everyday functional activities. We lift things around. People with young moms especially got to carry your kids. So yeah, it helps in your functional movements, carry a lot of bags from the car, from the shopping trolley to the car. So, we go through a lot of bodily movements. So the physical body is not strong enough, it kind of collapses, and that kind of results in various other challenges that we face. Reducing body fat. And I think we undermine the importance of that mental health, which obviously many people are bringing it forward. But I think physical strength training has a lot of association with mental health, because it can boost your self-esteem, it can improve your confidence, and most importantly, even reducing anxiety and stress. Yeah. Take it out on strength training if you can't take it on with someone else.
Actually, when we say strength training, we are just not talking about physical strength. We are also talking about mental strength.
Mental strength,
unless
absolutely.
you think you can do it here, you can't do it, isn't it? I know how you operate. You operate here first, and then you operate on our muscles, isn't it?
That's true.
So I understand that. That is such an important thing to say, that, your mental health improves and you're ready for, picking up the weight yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is, can strength train be beneficial at any age? What modification or consideration should older women keep in mind? Very important, because we all are afraid of, I was afraid of weight. And I had some misconception, which probably you will mention it now, but I have some misconception. So please tell us what that older women, the one who is in perimenopausal, menopausal, they're all struggling. And also losing a lot of muscle. I read somewhere that when you're in 20s and 30s, you start losing some percentage of muscle, and it goes up. It never comes down.
That's true. Yeah. You start losing muscle over a period.
Yeah.
So to give you a very clear-cut answer, yes, like a school kid, yes, it's beneficial at any age. So yeah, older women can actually start with older women. I would say it's not just age specific, but I think it depends on your bodily conditions. So even like a 50-year-old woman may feel old from inside just because of the certain inability to do certain things. But or maybe a 70-year-old may feel super fit and strong. So I don't want to put it as age specific, but I would say that people who are just beginning, or people who have certain conditions, may want to start with body weight, or maybe just start with lighter weights and then work on higher repetitions. So that can also maintain your joint health and muscular endurance. And you won't believe, when body weight is equally challenging. Carrying our own body, right? Carrying our own body is equally challenging. So start with body weight and then go on to adding resistance. Your lighter dumbbells are more than enough. And if you start to creatively plan certain exercises, then that's a lot of mind-body coordination. So that can be tricky as well, you see.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So are you going to show us some how to use our own body weight for strength training? Can you?
Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's break this conversation a little bit and make it a bit interactive, and see how challenging even body weight can be. Okay. So maybe if anyone wants to try it along, we could just give it a go. If we can stand, that might be just helpful. If we can just stand. Okay. Now just extend your arms out to the side. So once you extend your arms away from the body, the arms are heavy and they act as resistance. Just go for some gentle circles out here. My students know how grueling this can be. Yeah. So just go for some gentle circles. I'm just allowing you to feel through the muscles. Avoid dropping your arms down. Change direction.
Wow.
Change direction. Again, change direction. Now, open your palms up to the ceiling. Flip it down. Open. And down. To the top. And down. Just continue. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So by just doing it for a minute, or maybe slightly
Feels as if
over
we
a
have done
minute,
for last 10 minutes.
if the arm starts to feel heavy, drop your arms down. Now just feel your shoulders. Roll your shoulders and feel it. So the simple thing kind of just gives you a feeling of how body weight can be equally challenging. You don't need to have even dumbbells.
Yep.
Body weight is equally challenging. I'm going to run you through one more of arm exercise, which is, just stay with your arms open to the side with elbows bent, fingers pointing upwards, and you put your forearms parallel to each other. From here, keep your navel pulled in, bring your elbows in, and open out. Let's do that a couple of times. Bringing the elbows in, almost touching each other, and opening. Elbows lifted at the shoulder level. Avoid dropping your elbows down. Okay, now let's lift your arms up and back to the starting position. Arms overhead and down. And drop down. Yeah. So those were just two simple arm exercises that you may not feel it today, but hope you remember me tomorrow. Yeah. When you wake up tomorrow, I'm sure you'll all remember me. Yeah. Now let's try something else with squat variation. Okay, with a squat variation, something very, very, very simple. So let me just lower the height of the camera, which will be a little helpful. Okay. Now widen up the gap between your feet, slightly more than hip width apart. From here, push your hips back, go as low as you can, maintaining a straight spine, avoid the hunch, as low as you can. If you need to press onto something, feel free to press onto, maybe a chair also, press onto something, push your hips back and just stay here. Yes, just stay there. Remember उस जमाने का what do we say? Murga. हाँ. So stay here. See what's happening at your thighs, on your hips, on your back. And come up. Let's go again, one more time. Go down, straight back, push your hips behind. Lengthen up nicely. And lift up. Just see what's happening around your groin area.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah, I can feel it.
So exercises do not have to be fast-paced. Even slow exercises work really well. So sometimes, like just how we say, right? You need to slow down in life to observe and connect with a few things. So exercise doesn't have to be fast. You can go slow and even enjoy the benefits of it from slow movement. Yeah.
So
would you like to
when
try
we
something more?
did this exercise, we used our upper body weight, arm
Yeah.
weight. When we
Yeah.
did for the legs, we used, that was the
The
thigh or
entire-
the hip?
It's the entire body. If you actually see the posterior chain, the back part of our body is completely engaged, right from your erector spinae muscles down to your glutes, down to your quads, your thighs, your hips, all the way down. So it's a complete lower body. Just maintaining that posture is a hard one. But yeah, if you hold it there for a couple of breaths, it gets challenging on your hip flexors too.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
So how much you recommend this to do for somebody who just want to start strength training on their own? These two exercises could be done every day.
I wouldn't say like just these two exercises. I think when we generally exercise, right? Well, let me just have a seat here. So when we exercise, what should we include in our exercise? So let's have a look at it. What kind of elements do we need in our exercise routine? I don't want to confuse everything, but primarily we have 7 movements, 7 primal movements. It's what is called. Okay. So what do they include? One is bending. One is squatting. These are human movements which every human being is used to. Bending, squatting, lunging, twisting, spinal twisting, pulling, pushing, and walking. If you want, just make a note of it so that everybody, you know, if you've just missed out on certain points, you can just note it down.
Up on the chat already.
Yeah.
Maybe has
So it's
very quick in making notes. So
amazing,
that's
really.
there. So she's already put it. She's saying bending, squatting,
lunging,
twisting, pulling, pushing,
and walking.
Okay.
Walking. Simple movement. All of these can lead to walking as well. So if we work on these elements in our daily exercises, it will just help you in improving your mobility, agility, whatever it we want to call, or your stamina, your strength, your balance, flexibility, all of it. So making sure that when we frame an exercise routine, we include all these movements in it.
Movement, but they are not all part of strength training because walking is not, walking is cardio, isn't it?
Walking can be strength training if it's done in the right way. I think if you remember in the last session, we spoke about how we engage our glutes while walking. So that can be quite a lot of glute work. But typically, what do we do now? We look at something, all the restaurants in nearby, and we walk around. So there is not much a specific attention paid to our glutes, which really fire us in walking. So if we start to focus on gluteal engagement while walking is a fabulous exercise. But unfortunately, since we do not connect ourselves with the muscles while walking, we need to add in certain other movements so that we make walking as effective as any other form of exercise.
Can I request you to say another word for glute so that everybody understands?
But simple thing, but we have
Because
enough of it, right?
glute is not
Yeah.
usually commonly used. So
Correct.
you're saying to use the butt. That means to
Yeah.
hold,
Squeeze the butt.
squeeze the butt in.
Yeah. So when you walk, what do we say? We just walk
Yeah.
without any engagement. So when you step forward, make sure you squeeze the butt. The moment you squeeze the butt, this becomes super active. It's there for a reason. Don't leave it inactive. Squeeze the butt, take the next step forward, squeeze the butt. Take the next step forward, squeeze, next step forward, squeeze. So sometimes we just need to slow down to break a simple movement like walking to understand what that gluteal or that butt engagement is like.
Understood. That was very clear explanation.